good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gabriel Amaizu. Like those of us here yesterday, a research assistant at ICT Convergence Research Center. Okay. So today, we shall be looking at, just give me a minute. Today, we shall be looking at security in Metaverse. It's titled Security in Metaverse, a closer look. So we'll be taking a closer look on security in Metaverse. So the slide is divided into, we'll have a brief introduction, general overview, then we'll go straight to security and conclusion. But for the sake of time, we shall be skipping so many of these parts, we'll just go straight to, because some of these has already been presented to us. So as you all know, Metaverse recently is gaining popularity, but at the same time, like some persons in the comment section have pointed out, there is still insufficient research on the security implications of Metaverse. Someone can say the ethical implications, or like someone said just now, asked just now on the group, the religious implications of Metaverse. So like I said, we'll be skipping so many of these, and we'll just go straight to security in Metaverse. Now, there are 4 basic points that I would like to bring out here. There are 4 basic aspects of security I would like to bring out here. But before we talk about it, I would like to say that we all know Metaverse is something that at some point will come to full realization. But as of now, it's not yet fully realized. Like we don't really, we won't say we've achieved the Metaverse 100%. So most of these things are not yet known to us. You know, when there's a new technology, then people start saying this, the security implications, or how they can exploit it, or how they can pass some loopholes and things like that. So this is just like we're trying to put it out there. What security implications will this have? It's not really compulsory that most of these things will be there in the Metaverse, but we perceive that they are going to be there. Why do we say so? Because we know what makes up Metaverse, like we've been talking all along. The massive technologies, VR, AR, MR, and digital twin. So we know the limitations of these technologies. We know their security, the security factors affecting them. So from there, we can draw a general conclusion that if this is affecting these technologies, then of course, Metaverse will, to some extent, inherit some of these security flaws. And also, there is still the added possibility of the Metaverse bringing up new security concerns that we've not seen before, because Metaverse is a technology, or it's a technology that we are yet to see the full exploitation of it. So we can also see security issues that we've not experienced before, while it will still inherit security issues from the previous technologies. So we'll be looking at 4 main things today: identity management, DDoS attacks, device vulnerability, and data exploitation. Now let's start with identity management. So identity management is just, it's a simple authorization and authentication. You know, we heard about AI. AI has become so powerful. AI has become so powerful that it is very difficult to tell the difference between a bot online and a real human and a real user. So earlier on during the development of internet, it was actually when things like Facebook and Twitter started newly. It was really easy for you to tell that this account is a bot and this account is a human. Like by bot, I mean bot, and this account is operated by a human. But now AI has made it very, 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 very hard to tell that difference. Now we have deep fakes that you find it very difficult to tell this is not the video of this exact person. This video was edited or something. So it is difficult to authorize and authenticate people in the current web that we have. Like if you following the internet, you know that we are in web 2.0 and Metaverse is taking us to web 3.0. So even as at web 2.0, we are having the issue of identity management. We are finding it difficult to be able to authorize people or to authenticate people. And now AI, Metaverse, adding that together, then you begin to see that we'll have more of these imposters online on our social spaces. And why Metaverse is why it's going to be a bigger problem in Metaverse is because with Metaverse you are sharing and you are sharing a virtual online space with people. Some of us who have been privileged to use something like the VR glasses or the AR glasses, I played a boxing game in a VR glass, and I couldn't last 30 seconds. I put on the glasses and there's this avatar in front of me and it looked so real, you know? So it's like, you see it like, it's not like the web, whereby it's not like web 2.0, whereby someone can be online and clicking the keyboard. You've seen it kind of physically, I would say. So identity management is going to be a problem. The device vulnerability, like we've been hearing, you know, the Metaverse is going to be like, Metaverse wants to bridge the physical limitation, bringing physical and virtual together. How is that going to be how is that going to happen? Like we said yesterday, so many sensors, wearable sensors and the rest are going to be put in the physical world so that they transmit data to the digital world, making it go seamless. So these wearable devices, these wearable sensors are prone to attack. They are prone to, of course, they are connected over the internet, like we're talking about the 5G and the 6G. So for Metaverse to actually be truly secured, we have to look at how these connections are being made, and also try to limit the security implication. Like also try to. We should also, so sorry for the break in transmission. So device vulnerability, yeah, we're passing data from these devices to the Metaverse over the internet. So when someone hacks that device, it becomes what? It becomes a problem. Then, yeah, DDoS attack. Of course, we know what DDoS attack is. DDoS, distributed denial of service. This is when a server is being flooded with so many traffic that it cannot, so many fraudulent traffic that it cannot respond to legitimate traffic. So now we're talking about the medical. I'll bring it back to the medical world now. So for the people asking about medical, so let's look at some instances. You see, nowadays the medical field has gone very ahead in using AR and VR glasses, and of course, trying to do something with the Metaverse. So surgeries now are performed using AR glasses. You see, most advanced surgeries now are done with the help of robotics and AR or MR glasses. These glasses does a lot of things for the doctors. For example, for some complicated operations, like I was seeing, I was actually checking out this report a couple of weeks back. The doctors were actually watching a live video or a live tutorial on how to carry out that particular operation. So the video was projected as a virtual object, and they could be seeing the video while doing what they are doing. So when there's a DDoS attack in such situation, like when someone attacks that network, and for example, it's like in the case of the video I was watching, it was a complicated surgery, and the doctors could not carry out that surgery without watching that video in real time. So when there's this disruption or when there's this attack on the infrastructure, then of course it's going to affect the Metaverse at large. Then we have the data exploitation. Like you all know, there are some games these days or some applications these days using the AR or VR headset. You can do what we call eye tracking or finger tracking. Like you can put your digital password by just swiping your hands in the air. So those things are like, when you do that, the application collects that data and sends it somewhere. And most times these applications, they make use of third-party libraries. They make use of third-party libraries, they outsource it and things like that. And of course, the eye tracking issue too. Whatever you see, it's been recorded. So we are now looking at how this data can easily be exploited by either the third party company or library that the project was outsourced to, or by just some malicious users who happen to come across it. So when you use such applications, and people who you don't want can see what exactly you're saying, or they can track your finger movement and get your password, they can do some other sort of damages to either your bank account or whatever it may be that they have access to. So far, like we said, there's still no defined effects, like security effects that the metaverse poses now that we know of, but we are estimating that these are some of the issues that we'll have. Then there's still the societal issue, the abuse on metaverse, the physical abuse on metaverse, and things like that. Like I said, it's a virtual space you share with someone, and it looks very real, and it's just like the person is in front of you. And so there will be some reports from 2020 where there's things like groping online, verbal assaults online, and things like that, which is different from when someone, like I said, is typing on their keyboard. But these things won't really affect most industries, like manufacturing industries we talked about yesterday. It might not affect it that much, but for the medical field, of course, then the gaming field, there's a big implication. But the thing is, as time goes on, as the metaverse keeps developing, we keep saying all these things, and then government institutions or the parliaments and houses of assemblies start coming out with rules on how to regulate the use of this data. Then tech companies start coming out on adequate ways of identifying people online, like, removing things like fake identities and deep fakes and bots and things like that. So as time goes on, we believe that these things will be coming up when the metaverse keeps expanding. So that's basically all for this presentation, and I hope that as time goes on, we can begin talking about these things and looking at ways of improving it and things we can actually do in the virtual space and be the front runners for this technology. Thank you very much for listening.